Boker Tov, everybody. Good morning and Chag Sameach from Israel. Today we are in the first day of Pesach, and just in a few minutes Shacharit will start in the synagogue. And I just came here to spend some time with the Lord and meditate and prepare for this weekend. And I was thinking about it as I was preparing my Ahavat Minim. And as you can tell, here in Ahavat Minim, I have in front of me, I have the Lulav, which is the highest one. I have the Adas, and I have the Ahavat, and of course I have a beautiful, beautiful little. Each part of these four species, or as they call in Hebrew, Ahavat Minim, corresponds to a different part of a body. The Lulav resemble a spine. The Adas resemble an eyes. Those represent like an eyelids. Okay. The Ahavat remind us of a mouth, and the Etrog is exactly on the size of your heart, so it represents a heart. Why this is significant? Because when we do the brachot together, we bind them together. And we call upon MaShiach to return. This morning we will start tefillah, the prayer that called Hodaya, a Thanksgiving tefillah, where we'll bind them together and we will ask for King Messiah to come. What I would like to talk to you about for a moment is the fact that our body today, the scripture tells us in Romans, that the body is made out of different parts. And every part of the body is truly important. The spine is important, the eyes, the mouth, and the heart. The Jewish part of the body is very, very important. It represents the heart, okay? The Jewish part of the body represents the heart. And I can tell you that today there's a lot of work to do here in the body of Messiah in Israel, and that's what we are laboring on. That's one segment that is very important to us, Operation Ahavat Israel. But this is not the only important part. There are other parts of the body. The Lulav, I call it the Anusim. Those are those who lost their Jewishness, okay? And they are returning now home. This is also very important part of the body. I just got a phone call yesterday from Portugal, from a Portuguese group that's working with groups in Portugal, as an example. And there's discoveries of Anusim all over the world. I spoke with Jonathan Bernice, for example, and I heard about the reports of lost tribes in Africa, in places like Zimbabwe, as an example. Okay? It is very important to us to continue to work with the Anusim and those who want to return. So you have the Jewish part, and you have the Anusim. What about the Gentiles? Are they important? Yes, the Gentiles are quite important, okay? The Gentiles are extremely important. There is a real awakening right now in the church of people who wants to graft themselves into Israel properly. We launch Yeshivat Shuvu for that exact purpose, to allow people to come into the household of Israel without losing Messiah, without losing Yeshua, without forgetting about their salvation. Okay, so that's important. We call it Operation Or Lagoim, the operation of light to the nations. Okay, the nations are extremely important, and Sukkot is a real reminder to us that in the future Sukkot, even the nations will celebrate Sukkot. As a matter of fact, if you look at the scriptures and you look carefully at the book of Revelation, chapter 7, you will notice that the day where Messiah comes will be Sukkot. It's mentioned that the nation holding this in their hand. What is this? That is called a palm branch. This is what it represents, okay? And why is the Goyim hold this? Why they're holding this? Why the nations are holding this? They are holding it in their hand because the fullness of the Gentiles has occurred, and they're already observing the festivals of the Lord. They know it's Sukkot. They have been now come to the fullness of their understanding of their faith. So they are in Jerusalem. So no, they're not raptured to heaven. I'm sorry, they're raptured to Jerusalem, and they are holding one of those beautiful sets in their hands, and they're welcoming King Messiah. So is the Gentiles important? Absolutely. It says that in every nation, every tongue, people will stand there from every nation, tribe, or tongue. So yeah, the Jewish people are important. Yes, of course, they are in the heart. They're God, represent God's heart. So what we are doing in Ahavat Ammi ministry, we are focusing on all three areas. Okay, this is an important part for us to understand this, that not one part of the body is more important. The spine is important, the eyes are important, the heart are important, and I just hear that the synagogue is open already. So I'm going to go in a second, but I just wanted to share with you the word for 5778 that the Lord has given me is the word importance. We need to learn to value and to appreciate the importance of each member of the body. Every member of the body is so important, and we need each other bound together in unity in order to come together. Now these, when you bind together, is representing Israel. So I encourage everybody, don't cut away from the etrog, don't cut away. By the way, what is the missing branch? I told you there's one more branch. What is the missing branch? It's the Jewish people. This is the body of Messiah, and the other missing branch is the Jewish people themselves. Is the quote-unquote unsaved Jewish people are important? Yes, they are very important. This is all represents the house of all Israel. So I encourage everybody to truly bind ourselves together. If you're a Messianic Jew, if you are Ben Anusim, if you're from the nations, and if you are a Jewish person who yet to know who the MaShiach is, everybody is important. And we need each other to learn how to operate as one body with one heart and one accord, and that's challenging. That is a real challenge, but that's what I pray. I pray for all of us that we will all learn how to do it together in great unity, with one heart and in one accord, with love and respect toward each other. That's the word that God given me in Sukkot. I wish you Chag Sukkot Sameach. I will try to do a little bit more teachings for you for Sukkot later on in the Chag. So this weekend, when we bring us Torah together, in essence, what we're doing prophetically is we bind ourselves as Messianic believers. We bind ourselves together to the God of Israel. What is the glue that should bind all of those together? You got it. The things that bind us all together is actually the Torah. The Torah is the missing link that should bind all of those groups together. Right? The Torah, the covenant, the promises. That's why Paul says in Ephesians chapter 2, it didn't say you were estranged from the faith. He said you were a stranger from the covenants. The covenant is what truly binds us together. And one of the most important covenants is the one that occurred on Mount Sinai. Let this be a year that we bind ourselves together. First inside the body of Messiah, and then also to Klal Israel. And shame on those who don't let those who need to be bound together to come on in. They all need to be bound together under a beautiful Sukah. Why? Because it will be a MaShiach who will come and bind us together under his beautiful Sukah. So let us practice it this year with this great hospitality. That's our heart in Ahavat Ammi Ministries, and I hope you will be successful in doing it. God bless you, and Chag Sameach.